was your experience like here when you were at Kaiser?
My experience here at Kaiser. I had no idea what to expect when I came in the door. I had gone to PCC, now Polk State. Did some time over at Hillsborough Community College. My focus was journalism. I wanted to be on the news, or more so I wanted to run the camera and do the editing, and I just loved everything about journalism. And I spent a whole week doing an internship with a pretty popular news station in Tampa, and I hated it. It was terrible, and wasn't everything that I had built up in my head, I guess. And I had no idea what else to do. I was kind of lost in the, what am I going to do with my life? Where am I going to go? And I figured out that when I was at USF for a little bit, I had been doing all of our flyers, all of our Rush flyers. I was doing all of our, fraternity T-shirts and all these different things. And I realized, like, graphic design, that sounds like a great idea. And so I took some time off. I moved back from Tampa, moved back home to Lakeland, and came here. I met with the wonderful professors here and said, well, there's no way I can't not give this a shot. So when I walked in the door, I had no idea what I was doing. Had never really touched Photoshop. I'd done just enough to be dangerous and not enough to really know anything. And I learned, I learned a lot, I think, every day I was here. There was never a day where I came in and I was like, I'm just going to do, this is what I'm going to do. I came in like, this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm. Now I got to figure out how the heck I'm going to get it there.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the greatest things that this place gave me was always learn, always be learning. Like, you can't know enough. There's a million ways that I can go about making an animation for the Tampa Bay Lightning, like a million ways. Is the way I'm doing it the most efficient? Is it the best? Does it look the best? Right. And so tutorials and Video Copilot was one of those that I really relied on. There's another one called Grayscale Gorilla that I probably visit daily, and they just give you a lot of tools that they show you better ways to do things or more fun ways. Like animating is actually a lot of fun because you take this very stagnant image and now it's swooshing onto the canvas, if you will. And I don't think I'd have the work ethic, or at least the hunger or drive to want to learn every day if it wasn't for my experiences here.
Well, let's take some questions then. Let's take some questions from the audience. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Bushey?
Tell us why you hired Jessica for an internship and why she didn't make it.
Oh, God. That's embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jessica spoke briefly about how she interviews, and I have to say she did not embellish one bit. We interviewed several candidates, had a lot of resumes to go through, and her resume stood out amongst others, just from her personal design. You can tell that she had a personal touch to it, which really helped me be able to sell bringing her in for the interview. When she was there, she walked in and she owned it. She said, very similar to the way I came into my interview, I feel, she was like, I don't know it, but I can, and I will, and I'll kill it. Like, she put it out there, and she's exuded confidence, and she really got me pumped up. Like, as soon as we were done, I'm like, man, I want to get to work. Like, let's go. I kind of did that earlier, too. And she came in, and I want to say 2 days?
No,
Was it 2 weeks?
I got a name tag made.
Oh.
I was there for a good amount.
It felt like it was like 2 days.
I that name tag, but it was like 2 weeks.
And she was getting it. She understood principles. She really had basics down in that 2 week period. And I couldn't have been prouder. Like, I was like, I told you, like, kids from Kaiser, man, they're gonna get this. And unfortunately, there was some disagreement between you and a one-way street.
Yeah,
and
really bad accident.
she's not used to city driving.
No.
Tampa drive.
Tampa, the big city.
I think we have a clip of something you made.
I did make a quick reel. Don't judge it too harshly. I literally made it in like an hour today, just to show some recent work from this past season.
this town. Been a long time coming, been a long, hard drive. Gonna play hard, gonna take names till the last dollar gone. Yeah, we're gonna make it rain. Yeah, rolling, 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 rolling. We gonna throw it on down. We rolling, 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 rolling. Yeah, you better watch out. Here comes the thunder. Here comes the thunder. Storms are coming, better run for cover. Here comes the thunder.
Here comes the thunder. Here comes the thunder.
Rolling, 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 rolling. We gonna throw it on down. Rolling, 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 rolling. Better look out, better look out. Hey! Here comes the thunder. Here comes the thunder. The boys are coming, better run for cover. Here comes the thunder. Side by side, that's how we roll. Raise 'em up high. Yeah, here comes the thunder. Here comes the thunder. Rolling, 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 rolling.
Here comes the thunder.
Stop it.
Nice. Really awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming by. It was really nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
Oh,
Sorry.
Larry,
Let's do
Larry,
it.
we've
Yeah.
got one more question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to ask, can you tell us about any instructors who hold a special place in your educational history, and how did they help you change your life?
Man, you guys just really don't hold back. Some special instructors that hold a special place in my heart. And how did they change my life? You knew he was going to come over here for this. We're going to make this weird. You know, through my entire collegiate career, I can't really... Before Kaiser, I would not have been able to answer that question. I would have said, Miss What's-Her-Face that taught me English 101 because she thought my paper was cool. And that's about as much of a relationship, I think, as I had with instructors. Miss Percy, Mr. Williams here are... Words cannot describe what they've done for me. It wasn't just them teaching me skills. They would sit down with me, talk with me. Class would have been over for an hour and I'm still working on a project and they want to go home, they want to go get lunch. But no, they're going to sit there and they're going to talk me through it. They're going to give me some extra, tutorials or make me better. And not because it does anything for them, because at the end of the day, whatever I turn in, that's my grade. And they get to go home. Why should it matter to them? But for some reason it did. They're really invested in me and not for anything that benefits them other than they knew that I had the potential and they wanted to see that potential grow and go into the market and just crush it. And I mean, the work ethic and visual hierarchy and don't stretch your text and just all sorts of lessons. And then I could probably sit here and tell you 20 other lessons and really go in depth and be really boring. But everything they taught me here is I take into work every single day. And if I have problems at my job, I still call them and say, hey, I have this project coming up and I have no idea what I'm going to do. Like, what do you think? And they'll throw some ideas out. Have you thought about designing it like this? I'm like, great idea. Talk to you later. So they're not just an asset, for students going through the program now. I'm going to know them for the rest of my career, rest of my life, and be able to count on them as, not just my former professors or former instructors, but as my colleagues, my peers, and my friends.